Everybody, thank you for joining me again. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Steve Luchon. I'm a technical diver. I live in the Pittsburgh area, and I left this morning really early. Got here in Ohio at about 7:30. I've already been in the water one time. My goal today is to get about 3 or 4 hours underwater. I probably will not hit that mark. It is pretty cold. Air temperature's not bad. Last week it was -5. Today it's 45 degrees, 50 degrees is the expected high. I'm not complaining about the air temperature. It's a lot warmer than what it could have been. But that water temperature, I was fighting to find water warmer than 41 degrees. I could not. I went all over the quarry. The coldest I found was 36 degrees and the warmest was 41. So I was thinking while I was driving here though, what am I gonna make this video about? It's been a while since I uploaded anything and there's a good reason for that. My wife and I were doing a remodel project on our basement and I gave her a nice brand new bathroom. I have a beautiful dive room that she lets me have with a lot of expensive gear in it. And she said she wanted something for Christmas. I said, what? She said she wanted her own bathroom. So we gave that to her. That was quite a big project. We got it all done in like 2 weeks. Getting ready for the holidays and that building project, I kind of just took a hiatus on posting some videos for a while, but I'm back at it. I'm excited to be doing this more consistently. So please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit that bell for future notifications when I upload videos. I'm planning on doing it a lot more consistent now. I was at the gym the other day and I was talking to a friend of mine who is actually traveling this weekend, and we were talking about our plans and what we were going to be doing. He told me how he's going to some nice, exotic, warm location. And he asked me what I'm doing. I said, oh, I'm going to a nice, exotic location as well. He said, where? I said, Ottawa, Ohio. He said, for what? I said, to go diving. He looked at me like I was crazy. I get that look a lot from people. He said, Steve, isn't it too cold to be diving this time of year? And he asked me 3 questions. That question, he said, why don't you just take a break in the winter during the off season and then get back in the spring or summer? The second question he asked me, why don't you just travel to somewhere warm and exotic in the wintertime, maybe once or twice, and just dive there instead of going and diving in the cold? The third question, one that I get all the time, what is the special equipment that you're using to let you dive an hour, 2 hours underwater at a time during these cold winter months? So I figured I'd take this video and answer those questions because I've gotten those questions from a lot of people. So to answer the first question, there is no off season. I do not stop diving in the winter, and that is for safety reasons. I'm not the only one. I know a lot of friends of mine, they do the same thing. I have a 2-week rule. If I have to take more than 2 weeks off, my first dive in the water is a practice dive. It's a training dive. I am very cautious on that dive not to go too deep or to stay too long, and I am practicing drills and checking out my equipment. Just make sure that everything is working and everything's okay. So I don't take a break. Ever. Hopefully that answers that question. The second question he asked, well, why don't you just travel to somewhere exotic or warm? We used to. My wife and I used to travel for 12, 13 years. We've traveled to Mexico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica a bunch of times, Florida a bunch of times. And since COVID hit, we just took a break from that. I think a lot of you have as well. Leave a comment below if you've done the same. But we'll get back to it, travel a little bit more in the future. By the way, if you notice, it is raining here. That is expected today. Luckily, with what I'm wearing, it doesn't really matter. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I'm pretty warm in this thing. So I will eventually start traveling to warmer spots, but I'll be honest with you, this is a perfect training grounds for Great Lakes diving because it's freshwater like the Great Lakes. The temperatures are almost identical. The visibility is almost identical. And we can get depths at this quarry of close to 140 feet, which is hard to do for inland diving. So that's why we're not traveling to warm locations this year, at least. To answer the last question, I'm going to take you with me while I get ready. And you'll see some of the undergarments that I wear, how I get my dry suit on. That's what this thing is. It's not a wetsuit. It's quite different than a wetsuit. I am completely sealed. That's what these are right here. I have silicone seals on my wrists and on my neck, and then I also have a BioSeal, and I'll show you what that is. It goes around my neck just to help keep water out. It's like an extra layer of protection. So stay tuned. I'm going to go get ready in a minute, so come with me, and then I'll take you down to the dock. I'll get all my equipment and gear on in front of you so you can see how it works, and I'll also take you in the water with me. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, let's get ready. Here we have my rebreather. And of course, my primary mask is right here. I always carry a camera on there and a backup light. I also carry another backup light in my pocket here and my backup mask. Of course, my fins. My primary light is right there. And my rebreather is a chest-mounted rebreather. And it mounts directly onto 4 D-rings. Those 2 tanks on the back are connected to my rebreather using this hose called a QC6 hose. And that plugs into here. This is my bottle. Currently has Trimix in it, just a light blend of 1825. And that is my O2 bottle. I have 5 bottles total on me. Of course, the rebreather has its own. What this means is I have options. If something were to go wrong with my rebreather, I can bail out to open circuit, put this guy right here in my mouth, and I have regular Scuba that I can breathe from. Of course, those are my dry gloves there. These are the gloves I use underneath those in case they leak. No matter what, I stay warm. So this is my backup computer, by the way. I carry a compass on me as well. And my primary computer is mounted on my eye. I do carry this, and it lets my dive buddy see where I'm at all times. That can change 3 different colors and also turn into a little flashlight. I do use a transmitter on my O2 bottle. It tells my computer how much air I have left or how much oxygen I have left. I have another transmitter on my doubles. And of course, I have another transmitter that is on my Trimix bottle here. I do not carry a transmitter on my O2 bottle. I don't feel the need. Of course, I do have an SPG on there letting me know how much gas is in the tank. All right, so that's all the gear that I use getting in the water. I'm about to get in the water now. Wish me luck. It's a little windy today, but it's not affecting the water too much at all. It's beautiful, it's overcast, so it might not be very bright underwater when we're doing some filming, but I can already tell the visibility looks pretty clear. Let's get in. So I just finished my last dive of the day. It went really well. I did 60 minutes on the dot. So not quite the 3 hours I was looking for, but I'll take it. So I did 2 dives that were 45 minutes, and this last dive was 60. You can tell by the shaking of the camera, my hands are cold. All right, well, you guys have a wonderful New Year. I'm gonna go warm up and get a hot meal and get some sleep. And I gotta get on the road at 1 a.m. to make sure I'm back at home for my wife, who is going to work at 6:30 a.m. Wish me luck. Dive safe. I'll see you in the water.